In the infinite, hollow stretch before the first tick of the universal clock, there was only the silence. It was not the silence of a room or a forest, but the heavy, absolute weight of non-existence. No atoms vibrated, no light traveled, no echo returned. There was only the deep, a vast, watery abyss of nothingness that held the potential for everything. And through this thick, impenetrable veil of darkness, the Spirit of God moved. It did not merely drift. It hovered with a focused, vibrating energy, a divine tension pressing against the face of the chaotic waters, preparing to break the stillness of eternity. Then the first sound occurred. It was a voice that did not travel through air, for there was no air, but through the very fabric of the void. Let there be light. The command was a physical blow to the darkness. In a singular blinding instant, a searing radiance ignited, tearing the Is from the is not. This was not the soft glow of a candle, but the primal explosion of illumination that defined the edges of reality. God looked upon the light and saw its brilliance. He carved a permanent border between the glow and the shadow, naming them day and night. The first sunset bled into the first sunrise. The foundation was laid. There was evening and there was morning. The first day was complete. On the second day, the Creator spoke to the unbridled fluids of the cosmos. He drove a massive wedge through the case, pulling the heavy vapors upward to form the misty curtains of the clouds and pushing the violent floods downward. Between these two warring waters, he hammered out a vast crystalline vault, the firmament. He called it heaven. It was a blue sanctuary of atmosphere and pressure, a protective bubble stretched thin across the reach of infinity, providing the very breath that would one day sustain every living creature. The architecture of the sky was set. On the third day, the command went out with the force of an earthquake. Gather. Beneath the heavens, the waters retreated. They fled from the rising land, carving deep, jagged trenches and vast, echoing basins. For the first time, the spine of the world emerged, the brown, rugged beauty of dry land. Granite peaks pierced the clouds. Dust settled into valleys. Mineral-rich soil waited in the hollows. But the world was still a silent desert of stone. So God spoke again, and the earth shuddered with green electricity. Grasses carpeted the valleys like emerald silk. Ancient forests erupted from the plains with the sound of 1,000 rushing winds. Fruit trees bent under the weight of their own sweetness, their seeds carrying the hidden blueprints of 1,000,000 tomorrows. The world was no longer a graveyard of rock. It was a living, breathing garden, pulsing with the silent rhythm of photosynthesis and growth. Then came the fourth day, the day of the luminaries. God looked at the empty expanse of the heavens and filled the great void with celestial clockwork of terrifying precision. He kindled the sun to rule the day, a roaring furnace of gold to warm the soil and drive the winds. He hung the moon to govern the silvered night, a pale mirror to watch over the sleeping earth. With a casual flick of creative power, he scattered stars like handfuls of diamonds across a velvet cloak, galaxies, nebulae, and constellations. These were more than just lights. They were the markers of time, the keepers of the sacred seasons, and the celestial maps for those yet to be born. The universe finally had a pulse, a rhythm of weeks, months, and eons etched into the burning stars. On the fifth day, the silence of the sea and the sky was broken by the first true music. Team, he commanded. The oceans, once empty and cold, boiled with sudden life. Leviathans of the abyss, monsters of the deep, and shimmering schools of silver darted through the coral canyons. Above them, the air was sliced by the first wings. Eagles soared on the rising thermals. Songbirds filled the flowering trees with the world's first melody. God looked at the flash of scales in the water and the flutter of feathers in the sky and blessed its rhythm, telling the life in the depths and the life in the wind to multiply, to fill the earth with the riotous, joyful noise of existence. The sixth day dawned with the weight of ultimate expectation. The earth brought forth the beasts, the prowling lion with its heavy mane, the steady ox with its great strength, and the thousands of creeping things that inhabit the tall grasses and the shadows of the stones. The wild world was complete, roaring and vibrant, yet it lacked a soul to witness it. It lacked a steward to love it, a mind to understand the complexity of the stars, and a heart to speak back to the Creator. Then the divine council paused. This was not a command whispered to the void. This was an act of intimate, hands-on craftsmanship. From the very dust he had spoken into existence, God shaped a form. He didn't just speak, he sculpted. He worked the red clay of the earth into the image of the divine, weaving together the physical dust of the stars with a dignity that no animal possessed. And then, leaning down into the stillness of the garden, the Creator pressed his lips to the nostrils of the clay and exhaled. He breathed the neshama, the breath of life. The clay moved, the lungs expanded with the first gasp of air. The eyes opened to behold the sun. Man became a living soul. To him, God gave the keys to the kingdom, the awesome responsibility to tend the soil, to name the creatures, to guard the beauty, and to walk alongside the divine in the cool of the day. From the man he fashioned woman, the crowning grace of companionship in the strength of the human spirit, ensuring that no heart would ever be truly alone in the vastness of the creation. God looked at everything he had made. He looked at the spinning spheres, the roaring oceans, the quiet forests, and the two beings standing in the center of it all. He didn't just see it as good, he saw it as very good. It was a masterpiece of perfect balance, a symphony where every note was in its right place. The work was finished. The heavens and the earth stood in their full, shimmering glory, humming with the energy of their newness. On the seventh day, the great architect did not create. He exhaled. He rested. He took the silence that had once been empty and made it holy, setting it apart as a sanctuary in time, a reminder for all eternity that while work is the pulse of life, rest is the soul's ultimate destination. The world was new, the air was sweet, the shadows were long and peaceful, and for a brief, perfect moment, the Creator and the created stood together in the stillness of a brand new world. This was the dawn of everything. This was the miracle of the beginning. This was Genesis. The story of the creation is not just a list of days, but the birth of meaning. Every sunrise we witness is an echo of that first, let there be light. Every breath we take is a continuation of that first divine exhale. We live in a world that was spoken into being, designed with intent, and handed to us as a garden to keep. From the highest star to the smallest grain of sand, the universe remains a testament to that first week of wonder. A cosmic masterpiece that began in the dark and ended in a sacred, holy rest. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the more video